NAHP Practice Test 2026 National Affordable Housing Professional Certification Exam Questions Prep. Question 1. What is the primary goal of affordable housing programs? To promote luxury real estate, to provide housing for low-income families, to increase property taxes, to reduce urban density. Affordable housing programs aim to provide safe, decent, and affordable living for lower-income families. Question 2. Which agency oversees the administration of HUD programs? Department of Education, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Transportation, Department of Agriculture. HUD is the primary federal agency for housing programs. Question 3. What is the purpose of the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit, LIC? To fund public schools, to incentivize affordable housing development, to provide tax relief to hospitals, to support commercial malls. LIC encourages private investment in affordable rental housing. Question 4. Section 8 eligibility is primarily based on what? Credit score, household income, homeownership status, employment in government. Eligibility is based on household income relative to the area median income. Question 5. Which law prohibits housing discrimination based on race or religion? Fair Housing Act, Civil Rights Act of 1964, Americans with Disabilities Act, Sherman Act. The Fair Housing Act specifically targets housing discrimination. Question 6. What is a housing choice voucher used for? To buy appliances, to pay rent to a private landlord, to pay utility bills only, to refinance a mortgage. Vouchers subsidize rent in the private market for low-income families. Question 7. What is a compliance obligation for housing providers? Provide free food, comply with HUD reporting requirements, offer only short-term leases, maintain luxury standards. Providers must adhere to HUD rules and reporting requirements. Question 8. The Home Investment Partnerships Program provides grants for what? Rehabilitating affordable housing, building highways, funding SNAP, providing business loans. Home funds state and local efforts to create affordable housing. Question 9. Rent in HUD-assisted housing is typically what percentage of adjusted income? 10%, 30%, 50%, 75%. Rent is generally capped at 30% of a tenant's adjusted gross income. Question 10. What does REAC stand for in affordable housing? Real Estate Assessment Center, Rental Equity and Capital, Regional Energy and Cooling, Resident Education and Care. REAC conducts physical inspections of HUD-insured properties. Question 11. Which document certifies a tenant's income eligibility? TIC, Tenant Income Certification, W-2, Lease, Utility Bill. The TIC is the official document for certifying eligibility. Question 12. What is the area median income (AMI)? The average price of a house, the midpoint of a region's income distribution, the lowest wage in a city, the tax rate for a county. AMI is used to set income limits for housing programs. Question 13. Under LIC, how long is the initial compliance period? 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years. The initial compliance period for LIC is 15 years. Question 14. What does fair market rent (FMR) represent? The highest possible rent, the cost of modest housing in an area, a government-mandated price cap, the rent for luxury apartments. FMR is used to determine payment standards for Section 8. Question 15. Which act requires federal agencies to evaluate the impact of their actions on the environment? NEPA, RESPA, FHA, VAMA. The National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA, applies to federal housing projects. Question 16. In Section 8, what is the NAHP contract? Housing Assistance Payments Contract, Home Access Program, Housing and Property, Health and Peace. The NAHP contract is between the FA and the landlord. Question 17. A site manager in affordable housing is responsible for daily property operations, approving federal budgets, writing new laws, managing city water. Site managers handle tenant issues, leasing, and maintenance. Question 18. Which of these is considered income for eligibility? Food stamps, wages from a job, inheritances, lump sum, medical reimbursements. Regular wages are the primary source of household income. Question 19. What is the project-based Section 8 program? Vouchers tied to a specific unit, vouchers that follow the tenant, grants for building bridges, a loan for homebuyers. Project-based vouchers stay with the specific housing unit. Question 20. Which inspection standard is commonly used by HUD? NSPIRE, UPCS, HQS, all of the above. HUD uses various standards like NSPIRE, UPCS, and HQS for inspections.